Thanks for visiting Patient Weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. I'd like to talk about the weather health stresses for May 24th, 2026. And of course, just reminding there will be that full moon on Monday, ending the month the way it began. Looking at our surface map for Sunday, you can see we really have a tale of two nations. Mild and dry across most of the west, sort of cool, soggy, damp, and lots of storminess across the east, with a major cool front hanging from Erie, Pennsylvania, cutting across through Cincinnati, Louisville, all the way down to Little Rock, and down to Austin, even down to San Antonio in Texas. Little bit of thunder showers across the entire regions of the east, lots of flow coming in off the Gulf, and probably really significant unsettled weather here in East Texas and Louisiana. Looking at our vitality index, which is our measure of those areas where individual weather parameters can have some impact on human health, you can see we have a little bit of activity going on here in the mountainous west, but most of the activity is here up the plains, lots across the south and southeast. Little bubble of activity going on here in eastern New England. Pressure change, really not that dramatic for this time of year. Almost a settled pattern with falling pressure up here in New England, probably extending on through Connecticut, Massachusetts, parts of New York, but really a very small area here in New England. Temperature change is a bit more interesting. Even though the west will be warm, it looks like we have a really bubble of increasing warmth stretching all the way up the plains and getting up to the even the most western portions of the Great Lakes. Note we have a little bit of warming going on here right in the middle Atlantic states in spite of all that storm activity. Looking at the change in dew point temperatures, significant with a little bit of increase here in the far west, but note we do have the increase in dew point temperatures here in the middle Atlantic states. Vapor pressure just confirming that same pattern. The lifted index, or the instability, is a lot more interesting, and we do have that flow coming in off the Gulf, warm air, lots of moisture, and probably really significant activity going on here in Texas and Louisiana, but it's reaching all the way into the middle Mississippi Valley, covering almost the state of Florida. Looking at the change in oxygen availability, this is a far more complex and bubble-like map with little areas of some activity. We do have a migraine threat here in southern Idaho, a significant migraine risk, Fort Worth, Dallas, but notice it's confined almost to the metro areas. We have some risk of migraine here through the bottom half of the foot in Louisiana, but a more significant area across Mississippi, Alabama, up into western Tennessee, western Kentucky, trying probably to reach into the Missouri boot heel. We also have a risk of migraine here in the northeast, Vermont, New Hampshire, and just touching itself into the southernmost regions of Maine. The risk of asthma and arthritis, more significant here across San Antonio, and then from Kansas, clear on up into the Dakotas, swinging east into Minnesota, Wisconsin, and across into Michigan. And then note we're also having that risk of asthma and arthritis up the eastern seaboard, but getting very significant about Virginia, on into New Jersey, up through western Pennsylvania, and on into Canada. Again, thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Your comments are appreciated. And if you hurt, tell us where you're located.